You had a little malfunction there. So how did you end up? Let me backtrack for a second. You ended up, oh, well, being in Vegas, a lot of movies are filmed in Vegas.
So what happened was I never expected everything that's happened in my life has been by happenstance, right?
That's cool. Hey, that's all right.
So from being the most featured officer on the TV show Cops, one day I get a phone call. Hey, I'm the casting agent, and there's going to be a film shot in Vegas, and the director is looking for realism in the part of a cop. Would you come down and do an audition? Yeah, sure. So I walk into this suite at the old Riviera Hotel, which doesn't even exist anymore. And who's standing there but Robert De Niro and Martin Scorsese? And it's the film Casino. So I got to say, it was a little intimidating walking in that room. And usually, what they do is they give you lines to read. Well, I started telling stories about being a Vegas cop.
And this is before De Niro turned into a bitch ass.
This is exactly.
But keep
exactly.
going.
He was really a cool guy then. Then, and I just started telling stories about being a Vegas cop, and they said, "Fuck it, you got the part." And that's how I got in the Screen Actors Guild, and I've been doing movies and TV ever since.
Oh, shit. He did a film here a couple of times over to Britain, Jackknife. Small role, yeah, but he's been around. What are the roles?
I did a role in Fools Rush In with Salma Hayek.
Yeah.
So my role, you're gonna love this. My role was a Boulder Dam police officer delivering her baby on the bridge. So I can legitimately say,
is your vagina?
I didn't say that, but I was between her legs for 3 days.
That's cool stuff.
And then I did Miss Congeniality 2 with
Sandra
Bullock, who, by the way, she is one fucking amazing woman. I watched her work. She did almost all of her own stunts. I've never seen such high energy and such a beautiful person.
Really?
She treated me like I was a freaking star. I'm a nobody, right? But this is some funny shit. Okay, so she has a bodyguard. Kind of reminds me of you. This guy is about that wide, and he was like a Samoan, right? And he's a badass. But he had a voice like this, so I'm talking to him.
Like Tyson.
It was the freaking funniest thing I ever saw. But she was such an engaging person. Watching her work was, man, she deserves to be a star. She's so pleasant. She's so nice. And he was telling me stories about her and about what a good human being she is.
Really?
So I wish I could say that about some of the other stars I've met.
One of the guys that did my podcast, he was fed for ICE out in Miami. He did all the tactical training for the Miami Vice movie with Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx. Shout out to my man Alex. We going down a couple months for another episode. He was undercover talking about running kilos, Colombia, Ecuador, Brazil. He's on our episode Smuggler's Blues if you want to check that out. And the movies are cool, man. I've done a couple indie flicks, done some home shit, neither here nor there. I'm good looking in a dark light. So,
Well, I got some pretty cool stuff happening. I'm actually in negotiation right now. It's looking pretty good that one of my books called The Cop's Life is going to be taken to the screen. Yeah, I'm really excited. In fact, my new podcast called The Cop's Life is going to begin in about 30 days.
Damn.
I'm really excited about this. It's going to be on a big platform. I'm going to have the opportunity to talk to cops to tell their true stories.
Yeah.
And about the heart behind the bad. So we've got a lot of cool stuff happening.
Who's picking up the film? What you said.
Well, so Vegas is really hot for film right now.
Yeah.
Huge. And so there's a big film fund that's met with me that we're in negotiations right now.
Damn. I don't know what could be more flattering, right? I mean, it came at an expense and all, but awesome.
It's going to be
Not yet.
we have some
Not yet.
fun stuff coming up.
Nice.
Continually, we're the challenges of dealing with the charity,
Yep.
but
All right.
we're rocking and rolling.
Yeah. And so you must have a staff. You're not doing this all by yourself, are you?
Huh?
I have a very small staff,
Yeah.
That's huge.
and all of them are volunteers.
Wow. Awesome.
All of them are volunteer. I mean, I have some amazing people that I work with. The peer team, all of these men and women have been shot, stabbed, beaten, run over, screwed up, and screwed over. And yet they continue to serve. And they provide peer support for other injured and disabled officers. Help get them into treatment if they need. Provide resources. We have amazing resources.
Mm-hmm.
We just gave this is one of the most amazing things. A police officer gets run over by a tractor trailer in Texas. It actually falls over on top of him and drags him 100 yards down the road. He's trapped under it for hours. He loses his leg, traumatic brain injury, just horrific injuries. He's in a coma for 3 months. He wakes up, and what does his department do? They drape a metal around his neck and fire him.
That doesn't surprise me. After listening to you for half an hour.
So
Dirty.
he needs a prosthetic leg, right? It's worn out after 8 years. The Fraternal Police in Utah calls me and says, Randy, this guy, he needs a prosthetic leg. He's literally walking around on a bloody stump.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we provided him a brand new prosthetic leg at $117,000. And then we found out that he had 2 special needs children. And we teamed with the Gary Sinise Foundation, and we completely rebuilt his home.
Holy shit. He's another one, huh? He's
Gary Sinise, he's a stud.
yeah.
Huge. So just the other night, Johnny K calls me up, let me know about this, invites me down. I'm like, all right, no problem. I tell Tim, I said, hey, let's do this. So I didn't have enough time to do my due diligence on you. So, I always say talking and stalking are only one letter apart. So I didn't have time to cyber stalk you. Know your biggest fears and hopes and dreams. We usually run all our guests through a lightning round.
Okay?
Okay, so we got
Let's do it, man.
We got a quick lightning round for you. We always try to get a baseline on you, see who you be, see where you at. So are you ready for your lightning?
Do it, baby. I'm ready.
All righty, let's start it off. Semi-auto pistol or revolver?
For off-duty, revolver. For on-duty, semi-auto.
They don't jam that much.
That's it.
Foreign exotic cars or muscle cars?
Muscle cars, absolutely,
All right.
100%.
Oh,
I'm a
shit.
Corvette driving
All
son
right.
of a bitch.
Okay. Clint or Newman?
Clint,
Clint. All righty. Sinatra or Dino?
Sinatra,
Who's the cooler bald guy, Telly or Yul Brynner?
Yul Brynner,
Damn. Stones or Beatles?
Beatles. I didn't like the Stones haircuts.
Okay.
You didn't have to give us a reason, but fair enough.
Good to go. See, now we got
Well
a baseline on
That's
you.
it. That's it.
It was a quick one. I told you I didn't
Okay.
have time to cyber stalk
All right,
you.
man, I hope we're
Was
good.
Humpty Dumpty pushed?
Oh, he's a victim.
He's a victim. So you got big things going on with this stuff, brother. We're so happy. We were talking earlier. We got a great connection for you that you're gonna love. We got one of our boys that I know once you meet him, you talk to him, you're gonna embrace our boy Griff. He's a hell of a guy, class act, strictly varsity. And you're doing God's work out here, man. You're doing God's work. That's why he's lining you up with the legal representation.
Amazing.
You're doing it out there for the boys and girls, and and helping people out at their dire moment.
Yeah.
Because There's got to be a shitty thing when the bills ain't getting paid. You know what I mean? That phone's ringing. They're gonna cut this off. They're gonna cut that off.
Mhm.
And especially when you ain't a dirtbag and you used to paying your bills. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cops are very prideful.
Of course.
So let me say this as we're about to end here. If you're a law enforcement officer, you're struggling because you've been physically injured, you're facing struggles psychologically and emotionally. Wounded Blue exists for you. Our motto means everything to us. Never forgotten, never alone. Reach out to the Wounded Blue.
One last question, Randy. At our studio, we got a 1952 phone booth that I restored.
Okay.
We call it the Magic Phone Booth.
Okay.
If you could go in that phone booth and pick up that phone and talk to the 20-year-old version of you, what would you tell them? If you could tell them one good thing that you could tell 20-year-old Randy Sutton and say, hey, dude, let me tell you something right now.
What a great question.
What would you tell him? Did you hang up on him? Did you tell him something?
I'd say do exactly what you're fucking doing and be prideful.
There you go, people. That's what it's all about.
Can I do that?
White Boy Tim, anything else for the closing?
Nope, folks, remember, celibacy is not hereditary.
Thank
God.
God. You know, talking and stalking only one letter apart. And I don't care if you live at a cul-de-sac. You know, thank you again for listening to us. Another episode of Highly Unoffended. Check us out on all your streaming. Don't forget, sponsored by Number Juan Tequila. If you ain't number one, you number two, and you don't want to be number two because that sucks. All right, check us out again. We'll be on later in the week. Thank you again, people. Once again, let's try to be better human beings. Let's take care of one another. Good night, America, wherever you are. And it's a wrap, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Love it.
Thank you, fine sir.
Love it, man.
that was good shit.
Yeah, man. Very fun. Thank you, guys.
As you see, we're real stuffy on our podcast.
Yeah.
We're horrible.
Are there any? You got the attorney. You've been longing to get an attorney on stuff.
Oh man,
So,
this is fucking dream come true for me.
are there any other missing pieces? Anything else?
No,
Any other voids? Any
So
other
there's
things?
two things I wanted from the day I fucking began this shit. One was legal representation, and the other was in-house psychological. I got that going now too.
No shit. Yeah. So there really are no missing pieces. Everything is in.